So Florida will arm teachers and protect them under the Stand Your Ground defense if a child is shot. The Stand Your Ground law protects shooters from prosecution if they feel threatened, and unlike other self-defense laws, it doesn't require the shooter to try to flee the scene before using deadly force. The new law expands the program to make all teachers eligible regardless of whether they have a non-classroom role.
You get the government you deserve.
Scary.
Yes.
We could care. You know, and I talked about this yesterday. In the last 2 weeks, we watched, 2 or 3 weeks, we watched children act as heroes trying to defend their classmates.
Right.
Those children are more heroic than the politicians who represent them.
Exactly.
Those children are heroes, and these people who, here's what they do. They give people an idea that this is what they're doing. They're making them safe. But they're confusing activity with accomplishment. Isn't it funny? We'll arm teachers with everything they need, with guns, but not everything they need to make sure that they can teach our children.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We also won't pay them what they deserve.
That's right. So,
So you're saying now you're going to protect them under the Stand Your Ground law. So if they feel threatened, they can shoot a kid and they will be covered.
yeah, okay.
Wow.
It makes no sense.
You can't get a corporate job if you broke. They'll check your credit. They'll check all of that. But you mean to tell me you're going to give somebody that's important a job that's not going to pay him enough in a high-stress situation and allow them to give him a gun?
Right.
It's like this is almost the only country that underpays educators.
Yeah, it is. And Florida's one. Every time something like that happens, you know exactly where it is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's one of those places, it sounds so simple. If guns made us safer, there have been shootings on military bases. There's been shootings in police departments. It's the fact of the matter is we have too many angry people with too many guns and too much unfettered access to guns. And nobody now what they're telling you right now is you can make a mistake and you don't have to worry about it.
Basically.
What they do is give you a gun and an eraser. They go, if you shoot a kid,
Don't worry, we got you covered.
I said this all the time. The most dangerous place for black people to live is in white people's imagination, because they would rather go with what they imagine in somebody's head than go with what they see. If something happens to a black person, they'll go, well, look at Chicago. That's why he's scared. You shot me in Philadelphia. What the hell that going to do in Chicago?
Right.
Wow.
These same things, these stand your ground laws are all predicates so that people can do exactly what they want to do
And
with
get
no
away with it.
accountability.
Oh, they about to pop off.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Our
It's very
children are
sad.
already dodging students who come in with guns. Now
they got
you have-
teachers.
Come on.
And you know what? Even just because you have a gun doesn't mean it was trained. It was a trained police officer in that school.
Yeah.
And he sat out there for 6
he
minutes.
He waited.
And one of them ran.
You damn right.
That's right.
Right.
One of them dudes ran.
But again, I think you hit it when you said you give these teachers who are in a high pressure situation, they're underpaid, right? And they know they have a job to do. And now you have a kid who comes in, and now you're going to say we're going to cover you if you feel threatened.
All I know is I bet you nobody missing their homework.
None.
Let a teacher have a bad day, bro. It's a wrap.
So a new
Miss Johnson
balloon.
said this gotta be in
That's not funny.
I'm dressing for gym.
That's not funny. So there's a new balloon that may be the key to helping people lose weight. The Endo pill contains a balloon that expands in the stomach with the help of a magnet after swallowing it and drinking a glass of water. From there, acid and salt inside the balloon combine to create carbon dioxide, which further expands the balloon, which basically makes you feel fuller than what you are.
I can see that. Well, if the balloon
Well, just stop eating.
Right.
How about
People
that?
just going to start floating away.
Or
I'm
exercise.
saying. Okay,
Exercise.
like, what?
You know, it would work if they attached the balloon to your plate and it floated away.
I mean, I got a balloon up my nose.
They don't want to do that.
How about we just
That's
do it
the
the old way? It just go
improvement.
work
Just
out.
put
How
the
about that?
spoon
Yes.
down.
Wow.
You
that's too
know
much
when you're
going
eating
on.
too much. Slow
Exactly.
down and eat slow.
Roll
Instead
your
of,
big ass away from the table.
Yeah, how about that?
Just
Go
push
for a
back.
walk.
How about you just float away from the table?
But there's
It's
so
not
many
gonna
pills
work.
now that they say that you can take that will help you that do other things other than make you stop eating.
There's a pill that has a treadmill in it.
That's actually not true.
I was going to say, wait.
So a man in Taiwan swallowed one of his AirPods. Now, when he woke up, he could hear a noise beeping that was following him around the room. He realized the sound was coming from his stomach.
Right.
He told doctors that he went to sleep and somehow his right ear pod slipped its way into his mouth and down into his stomach. He was able to find it using the Find My AirPods feature. Now, he was given a
He didn't have to
laxative.
use that.
He pooped it out the next day and it was still working at 41% battery left.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
You put that back
Do
in
you
your
put
ear,
that
huh?
back in your ear?
Yeah.
What is
That's pretty gross.
No.
His hearing is
Literally.